in meditation traps, hidden dangers behind popular techniques. So, hey guys, hello everyone. I know that in our modern world, there are so many people searching for spaces where they can explore themselves more deeply play, where they can grow, develop, understand who they are. And honestly, this is incredibly important today. People want to work on themselves. They want harmony with their inner world, with life, with the universe. They want that quiet inner peace, that feeling that allows them to finally live a full, happy, meaningful life. And in this search, many of us naturally turn to esoteric teachings. We find my channel or other channels and we start trying different techniques, especially techniques for self-healing and all kinds of spiritual improvement. And today, I want to talk about something very important that many people meet on their spiritual path and meditation. I get so many questions, so many messages about meditations, what they are, how they work, whether they are safe, which ones people should avoid. I talk a lot about contracts, about attachments, about energy hooks, and on my channel I always warn people that not all esotericism is good or helpful. There is a huge amount of information out there and a huge number of people offering spiritual guidance, and inside all that noise there are also cell sellers, egregors, entire factories built to drain human energy. And when people don't know the rules of energetic safety, when they don't understand how certain techniques can become hooks, they can very easily get caught without even realizing it. Instead of gaining energy, instead of moving toward a happier life, they start living through energy extraction, through depletion. I've already explained this in my videos about contracts and indirect agreements. But today, I want to focus specifically on how people unknowingly sign these indirect contracts through certain meditation practices. So, where indirect contracts hide in meditation practices? Today, I want to talk to you about which meditations and which practices you absolutely should not use, especially the ones being widely promoted online. I'll also share situations from my own experience, cases where I saw what these practices do to people and why they can be dangerous. And of course, I'll tell you which types of meditation can be used safely and how to protect yourself so you don't accidentally pick up additional contracts or attachments. This topic is extremely important, so watch this till the end. Let's begin with the negative side first, with the main indicators that a meditation or practice can harm you. These signs apply not only to meditations, but also to many other esoteric techniques. But for now, let's stick to meditation. The first and most important rule, the one I repeat constantly in the Sunny Club, in private messages, everywhere really, is this: never use someone else's coding. Let's talk about what foreign coding even means. Foreign coding is when someone, whether it's me or some other practitioner, or some random meditation teacher, writes a ready-made text, a script, as something you're supposed to repeat or listen to. And I see a lot of meditations like this online. You turn them on, and for an hour some voice is telling you. Your eyelids are getting heavy, that your body is filling with something. Now the laws of the universe are activating. Now you're receiving energy. And people listen to this in a deeply relaxed state, letting that voice inside, letting that intention inside, letting that energy inside. And this is exactly what you must never do. Why you must never accept foreign coding. Because when you enter a meditative state, you relax your inner boundaries, your defenses soften, your consciousness opens. You're slipping into that between wall state, and at that moment, you begin consciously letting someone else's energy into your inner space. You don't know who this person works with. You don't know what energies they channel. You don't know what is passing through their voice. You don't know what programming is hidden inside their words. When I speak to you now, I put my own energy into every word. Every person does. Every voice carries an intention, a vibration, a signature. Listening to information is one thing, You can filter what you hear, but listening to coded instructions while relaxed, while half in meditation, is something completely different. Because in that state, you are letting that coding inside your field, and this is exactly where the danger begins, or the hidden risk of letting external energies into your space. When you relax, when you enter that soft meditative state, you drop your boundaries, you drift into that half between space, and if at that moment someone else's intention enters your field, you begin to absorb it. You let it shape your inner space. You let it interact with your energetic system. And this is extremely unsafe. I've seen many cases, far too many, where people suffered real consequences from such practices. Sometimes their homes opened portals, sometimes their health collapsed, sometimes their energy field was damaged so badly that they needed long restorative work. I've discussed many examples of this in my course on detaching energy hooks, real people, real cases. Some connected to egregorial teachings, some connected to meditation practices. It is not a joke, it is not harmless. These things can have serious consequences. One time, someone came to us saying they were doing a meditation from the internet where they were supposedly filling their chakras with energy. They felt euphoric, they felt full, they felt powerful. But those of us who see the subtle plane looked at him and saw something completely different. We saw his energy pouring out of him like water from a punctured balloon. He wasn't being filled, he was being drained. The illusion of energy filling. What actually happens? So this is the second danger behind many meditation practices. It appears when you start pulling energy into your body from external sources, or when the practice instructs you to fill yourself with some beam, some flow, some external stream of energy. When someone tells you, imagine you are pulling energy from somewhere, imagine a pillar of light descending on you, imagine energy from some egregor filling your chakras. This is extremely dangerous, because real energy does not come from nowhere. There is a law of conservation. Nothing appears out of thin air. Nothing disappears into nothing. And when you attempt to pull energy from outside, you are actually tapping into something parasitic. Today, there are tons of meditations promoting this. They teach people to draw energy, pull energy, fill themselves, activate something. Oh, but in reality, these practices often turn you into a feeder, a source of energy for someone else. It is the path of burnout, of the path of depletion, the path of energy vampirism. Only you become the donor. The person I mentioned earlier, he was convinced he was filling himself with power. He felt euphoria, he felt highs, he felt waves of something intense, but that sensation was just energetic intoxication. It was a drug-like state, an artificial high created to distract him from the fact that he was losing energy at a massive rate. From the outside, we watched his energy spill out of him like a fountain. His field wasn't filling, it was collapsing. Though when visualization practices hide entire traps. There was another case, this time from a certain esoteric school. I won't mention its name, but the techniques were the same. Foreign coding guided visualizations enter this magical place, all wrapped in beautiful imagery. People were told go to this special place, enter the space of abundance, imagine the beach, the sea, the soft sand, and one woman followed this meditation for a long time. She described it as a paradise with beach, crabs, dolphins, sunlight, peace. She constantly lacked energy. She couldn't understand why she always felt drained. When I spoke with her, I asked her to do one simple thing. I said manifest the true form of that place. Show what it really is, not what they instruct you to see. And when she did this, she was horrified. The beach turned into mud. The dolphins and crabs transformed into grotesque creatures. The whole place became something dark and monstrous. She didn't even know how to escape it. We had to help her get out. Later she learned they were telling people, imagine something being inserted into your chest, imagine something being implanted in your forehead, imagine a stone being placed inside you. I was shocked. This is direct implantation of foreign energy structures, and people were doing it voluntarily. Once they understood what was happening, many were in complete panic. Fake psychological tricks used by manipulative practices. I've also noticed that many manipulative esoteric techniques borrow tricks from psychology. In psychology, there are harmless concepts like building a safe inner space, creating a personal sanctuary, using the archetype of the inner home, grounding through internal imagery. These are legitimate psychological tools. But some esoteric groups take these concepts, distort them, and use them to lure people into dangerous astral structures. They play on our inner archetypes. They exploit the psychological need for safety and comfort, and then once your guard is down, they pull you into something completely different. This is manipulation, pure and simple. So please be careful. Never use foreign coding, and never connect to magical streams, miraculous flows, or energies of abundance. Every time I talk to people who connected to these so-called abundance egregors, their life didn't improve, their money vanished, their stability collapsed, their energy drained, and the teachers who promote it, they say, I'm rich, money flows to me, everything is amazing, but the people who follow them, they lose everything. Many came to me saying, I don't understand. They promised abundance, but I have less money than before. Maybe something is wrong with me. No, nothing is wrong with you. This is exactly how these systems work. They take, they do not give. There is no magical uncle with an infinite bag of energy. There is no free cheese except in a mousetrap. How they manipulate the inner child. Esoteric traps know exactly what they are doing. They play on the deepest part of the human psyche, the inner child. No matter how old we are, 30, 40, 50, 70, inside us lives a small child who wants care, protection, warmth, love. We want someone stronger to take responsibility, to guide us, to say everything will be okay. This is normal. This is human. But manipulators use it. They say, we will protect you. We will give you abundance. We will give you energy. We will take care of everything. And the inner child believes it. But a true adult, a truly caring adult, doesn't give fish. They give a fishing rod. They teach independence, strength, inner growth. Anyone who promises to do everything for you is manipulating you. For real consequences, panic, stress portals, attacks, low-quality meditation techniques can do much more harm than people realizes. Then they can connect you to egregors. They can drain your energy and increase anxiety. They can worsen stresses. They can open access to negative energies. I told a story, Profeta's story, in my energy detachment, went to a mass meditation retreat course about a girl who went to a mass meditation retreat. The people there were delighted, mesmerized, ecstatic. But that girl could see the subtle plane. The moment the mass meditation started, she saw things so horrifying, so dangerous, that she ran away the same night, left everything behind, and fled home. She didn't even stay one night. That's how bad it was. But I understand. Not everyone sees the subtle plane. Many of you rely only on information, not vision, which is why I share everything I see, everything other seers see, so that you can protect yourselves. What about those who don't see the subtle plane? So many people ask Mick, well, it's easy for those who see the subtle plane, but what about us? What should we do if we don't see anything? And I want to tell you something very important. Even if you don't see the subtle plane, you can protect yourself. You can understand when something is wrong. You can avoid traps. You just need the right signs, the right understanding, the right information. That's why I share everything I see and everything other seers observe, so that those who don't have that vision can still recognize danger. Of course, part of me wishes everyone could see the subtle plane. I have even thought many times about how to help people develop that ability, how to assist those whose eyes might open, and why with some people it happens, and with others it doesn't. I've met so many people over the years, people who have been watching my channel since 2021, and even earlier, since my Telegram channel Ancient Souls that I created back in 2020. By the way, subscribe to it. I share a lot there, updates, news, voice messages, deeper explanations, everything connected to my work and my research. Actually, that Telegram channel exists because a girl once wrote to me under a YouTube video. Good for you, you can see the subtle plane. But what about us? We're like blind kittens bumping into everything. Her comment touched me so deeply. I realized I shouldn't sit on the knowledge like a hen on an egg. I should share it, open it, explain it all, so people don't suffer simply because they can't see what's happening. Because the truth is, your ability to understand danger does not depend on whether you see the subtle plane directly. You can recognize harmful practices simply by analyzing their structure, their logic, their methods, their effects. Every person can do that. That's why today I gave you all these signs so you can filter what you encounter in daily life, fare from the bad to the good, which meditations are actually safe. So now let's move away from the dangerous stuff, from the traps, from the red flags, and let's talk about meditation practices that are safe. Because meditation by itself is not bad. Meditation is simply a state of turning inward, a state of inner quiet, a state where you can feel yourself more deeply, a state where you can touch the subtle plane, a state where your energy can stabilize and cleanse. To use meditation safely, you need to understand what the process actually is and how to enter it without exposing yourself to outside influence. So let's talk about the rules of safe meditation. Rule 1. Avoid music with voices. Choose nature sounds instead. If you can't just lie in silence and you feel that you need some kind of background sound, then please absolutely avoid meditations with a voice. Avoid any practice where a woman or a man instructs you, tells you what to feel, what to imagine, how to breathe. This is all foreign coding, and we already talked about how dangerous that is. Instead, choose a pan nature sounds, these soft ambient noise te waterfalls and rain forest sounds that have birds, crickets te wind there, or soft instrumental music without a voice. The safest option by far is pure nature sounds. They harmonize the nervous system naturally, and they don't carry anyone's energetic imprint. There are tons of such videos on YouTube. Use those. The rule 2. Create physical comfort and silence. For a safe meditation, your body should not distract you. You need to sit or lie comfortably in silence without external irritants, so your attention can slowly shift inward. Meditation, or and especially tuning into the subtle plane, requires a very specific state. You must withdraw your attention from the physical senses. Tan sight, hearing, page, touch, taste, smell, taste. Your awareness must turn inward, toward the emotional and intuitive receptors, toward the deep sensory layers where the subtle plane becomes perceptible. To do that, the body needs to be fully relaxed, silent, comfortable. Only then can your attention shift. The rule 3. Not all breathing techniques are good in meditation. People often talk about breathing techniques, but not all of them are safe. Some types of rapid or forced breathing can actually destabilize the body or stir the energy too sharply. For safe meditation, choose gentle methods. For example, the method known as box breathing in a square. It stabilizes the nervous system and calms the internal processes. I've used it myself, and I found nothing unsafe in it. Another breathing technique I personally use is this. On the inhale, I visualize bright inner light igniting inside me, strength, power, clarity. On the exhale, I visualize all tension, all stress, all heaviness leaving my body. It helps to push out stress and internal pressure. And yes, if someone thinks exhaling negativity into the world pollutes the environment, please remember all this negativity came to us from outside in the first place. We are not creating it, we are releasing it. Our task is to restore balance both within ourselves and within the world. A personal method of deep switching into subtle perception. So now I want to talk about one more method a rather unusual one, but something that works incredibly well for me. It's connected to water. In the subtle perception work I often share in the Sunny Club, people ask me, how exactly do you switch into the state where you see the subtle plane? What happens inside you? How does this transition occur? And I always try to explain it as clearly as I can. To see the subtle plane, I need to completely switch off attention from the outer world, from physical senses, and redirect it inward into the emotional and energetic receptors. And one of the strongest tools for this, in my personal experience, is water. So what do? I fill the bathtub. I go under the water fully, so that all external sounds disappear, so that smells disappear, so that tactile sensations soften, because underwater our body remembers its embryonic state, that ancient memory of total safety, total protection, total silence. In water, the nervous system releases its guard and the external sensory channels turn down. This creates a space where the inner channels, the subtle perception, can turn on, but please listen carefully, turn on. This method is not for people who have any trauma related to water. If you have fear of water, memories of drowning, any panic associated with submersion, do not use this method. Only if your relationship with water is calm and natural. When I do this, I hold my breath for a moment. I listen to my heartbeat, each pulse, each wave inside the chest, and in that very quiet inner rhythm, the shift happens. It helps me concentrate extremely deeply. It helps me silence the mind completely. It helps me enter that inner world where the subtle plane becomes clear. But again, this is my personal method. Some people will resonate with it, others won't. And if underwater breath holding is not for you, there are simpler and gently cleansing methods, the safe water meditation and salt cleans. So instead of going underwater, you can simply fill the bathtub, choose a comfortable warm temperature to add regular cooking salt, one full package. It doesn't even have to be sea salt. Simple table salt works very well. Salt is an incredibly strong absorber of negative energy. It interacts with our energetic field, pulls out tension, cleans stagnant layers, and restores the flow. Water itself is also a powerful cleanser. It is like the lymphatic system of the universe, moving, circulating, washing, renewing. Water knows how to cleanse itself through its transformations, the liquid, vapor, ice, and it purifies energetically. So when you sit in a salt bath with gratitude, or with awareness, letting water touch your body, you can imagine how the tension leaves you, how stress dissolves, how anxiety softens, how the heaviness flows out. You can do this under the shower to feel the water washing away everything that is not yours, everything that burdens you, everything that blocks you. And always thank the water, thank the element that cleanses you. Gratitude strengthens the effect. How to deal with intrusive internal dialogue. Now, one of the hardest obstacles in meditation and in subtle work is the internal dialogue. You lie down, you try to relax, you try to sink inward, and suddenly I need to cook something later. Tomorrow I must prepare something for the child. Don't forget to send that message, and next week there's that meeting. The mind starts running, it pulls you out of the meditative state. It shakes your inner stillness. I've said this many times in the Sunny Club. The internal dialogue is the biggest enemy of subtle perception and of any energetic practice. Whether you want to can feel energy in your hands, they do healing practices, they sense your field, they generate an energy sphere, enter the subtle plane palm, or simply reach inner peace. The internal dialogue destroys focus. Meditation can help you learn to calm it, to quiet it, to turn attention inward instead of outward. When you practice meditation, try to let thoughts pass without grabbing them, don't argue with, then don't fight with them. Clear, just let them drift by like clouds, and gently return your attention to your inner sensations. At first it feels impossible, but with practice it becomes easier. And once you learn to quiet the mind, you'll notice an entire new layer of perception opening. via useful energy practices you can try. There are simple exercises that help you feel your own energy better. Tar sensing energy in your hands, tear sensing energy in your feet or chest toes, feeling the sun in your chest. That radiant inner center to shifting energy inside the body, te creating a sphere of light in your hands, te breathing light and exhaling heaviness. These practices teach your system to recognize itself, to notice the movement of energy, to understand your inner state. Among breathing practices, as I mentioned earlier, box breathing is safe, and so is light visualization breathing, where you inhale light and exhale tension. These practices balance your inner resources without exposing you to external influences. Breath work with visualization, safe inner cleansing. So let me go a little deeper into this breathing method I mentioned. When I inhale, I imagine bright, clear, living light entering me, filling me, expanding inside my chest, warming the ribs, spreading through the body like soft fire, like strength, like life itself. On the exhale, I imagine all heaviness leaving me, all stress, all inner tension, all anxiety, all dark, compressed emotion leaving, flowing out, releasing. Some people worry that exhaling negativity pollutes the world. But let's think logically. All that heaviness came into us from the outside anyway. We're returning it to the same external field where it originated. We are not the source of that negativity. We are simply clearing what was pushed into us by forces that operate around us. It is not harmful to the world. It is part of the world's own cleansing cycle. And this is important because many people carry a hidden belief: I must suffer in silence so I don't harm anyone. But this belief, this internal self-sacrifice, is exactly what feeds half of the astral parasites in this world. The ones who planted those beliefs want you to think that way. They want you to feel guilty for healing yourself. They want you to remain a source of energy for them. So please don't fall into that trap. You are not harming the world by releasing negativity. You are restoring balance inside yourself and in the space around you. The why you are not polluting the world see by releasing negativity. Let me say it again, because this is a point so many people misunderstand. The negativity inside you is not yours. It was never created by you. It is. Ten parasitic programs, tear hooks, ten energetic debris, ten astral mechanisms, ten intrusive emotional imprints, tear false beliefs, ten foreign influences. They entered you from outside. You didn't originate them. So when you exhale anxiety or shake off stress or cleanse heaviness from your field, you are not polluting. You are simply returning foreign matter back into the flow of reality, where it can be neutralized and processed. If someone tells you you must hold all negative energy inside so you don't harm anyone, congratulations, that belief feeds entire legions of astral parasites. And yes, they absolutely love it when a person thinks like that. They want you to be a walking battery, a storage container for their garbage. If you want to live like that, that is your choice. But don't protect the rights of astral entities that have no empathy and that feed on human suffering. Over the well-being of people who simply want to heal and help this world become healthy again. Think about that. Look at these beliefs from a distance. Ask yourself where they came from. Consider whether someone implanted them in you on purpose. Because the devil really does hide in the details, in the little phrases we repeat to ourselves without realizing their source. And part of my task, part of why I run this channel, is to shine a light on these hidden details so you can finally see them for what they are. The path of the soul, not magic, not gurus, but inner work. And now, let me leave you with something important. The path of the soul is not about attaching yourself to magical energies, or listening to grand gurus, or relying on someone to give you power. The real path of the soul is inner work, self-discovery, self-awareness, deep understanding, inner growth. The soul grows only through experience, through lessons, through expansion of perception, through the ability to see wider, deeper, higher, higher, not in the sense of pride, but like a bird's eye view, where you can see more of the landscape, more of the world, more of how everything interconnects. And that perspective, that inner height, comes only through personal growth, through honesty with yourself, through clarity, through internal transformation, not through shortcuts, not through magical gifts, not through someone promising a miracle, the final words, becoming free birds. So I wish all of you inner strength, clarity, and courage on your personal path. Remember, the soul's journey is always a journey into yourself. The more you understand yourself, the freer you become. The deeper you know your own nature, the more you see what this world truly is. And when that inner vision grows, when you learn to rise above the illusions, when you learn to see the world from above, you become like a free bird, not trapped, not manipulated, not deceived, but aware, awake, and free. And that is what I wish for all of us. I love you all. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Become a member of my Telegram channel and discuss with like-minded people as a supporting club member.